It's springtime and blackberries are waking up. Ever wonder if they can survive negative 18 degrees Fahrenheit weather in zone 6? Come join me in the chaos. All right, so I got some blackberry. This is a ARC 45 variety. And these canes were out here all winter and we had a negative 18 degree spike. I was kind of worried that all of these canes would die because I've had people tell me that they can't take sub-zero temperatures. But that's not true. That's good to know. We had a couple days in a row that were below zero, and then we had one day that was down to negative 18 Fahrenheit, believe it or not. There is some damage though. I mean, you can kind of tell some of the tips are damaged. But overall, the cane is leafing out, which is a good sign. I'm not sure if it's gonna fruit yet. I'm not seeing any flowers, although they do look like flower buds. Yep, flowers right there, confirmed. So I guess they still can flower when they experience extreme cold. Well, actually that one's a raspberry. We'll see if the blackberry has flowers too. So you'll notice that one that I was looking at right there, that's actually a raspberry. So very similar leaves. So if you're familiar with raspberries and blackberries, you'll know right away that I misidentified that cane right there. So blackberry on the left, raspberry on the right. Raspberry has flower buds. I see leaves on the blackberry, but I don't, ooh, actually, that looks like it's gonna be a flower bud. So I'm like 90% sure that I'm gonna get fruit, especially since I have so many leaves on this. It's a primocane fruiting anyway, so on the primocanes, of course, I'll get fruit, but it's always nice to get the florocane berries because they're a little bigger, if you know what I'm talking about. And then obviously raspberries do just fine. They're exploding, they're suckering like crazy. I have raspberry little suckers popping up everywhere, which is awesome. This one experienced a little more damage. I think this is like a Freedom or something. This is one of the thornless varieties. Not quite as cold hardy because it looked like it experienced pretty catastrophic damage on the cane, but it's still suckering out of the ground and it's primocane fruiting. Same with this thornless. So I don't know what it is about the thornless. It looks like their canes struggle a little more with being susceptible to frost damage. So if you're thinking about blackberries and you get down in the negatives, anecdotally, it looks like my ones with thorns did a little better than the ones without. All right, and then here's an example of south-facing blackberry vines. This is the south-facing side of my house. So in theory, it should be like a microclimate that's slightly warmer. And again, I see florocanes that have leaves on them, but I do see some frost damage here. But I do see a bunch of new blackberry suckers popping out, which is awesome since this is a primocane. Primocane just means it's gonna have flowers and then hopefully berries on the tips of the first year canes. And then normally with blackberries, you only get fruit on the second year canes. But like I said, if it's really cold, you get too much frost damage, you won't get a second year cane crop. So it's important that they survive the winter. So some damage here, and then some damage here. And the reason I can tell it's damaged is because at these node positions, these spots where there's branching, there should be new growth coming out because it's springtime. But I just see deadness, and that means it's frost damage. But here, since I have a leaf, I know that at least up to here, it's alive. And then potentially after that, it's dead, because that doesn't look like it's growing, and that doesn't look like it's growing. So at a glance, you can kind of see how much frost damage you have in the spring. And so I'll probably come out here and cut this away just to avoid decay, because if this starts decaying, it could actually infiltrate into the part that's healthy and then cause disease in the healthy part, and I don't really want that. So I'll probably come out here and cut off the dead once I verify it's not gonna, probably give it another week, and if I don't see any green, then I'll just cut that off. But at a glance, it looks dead. It's kind of a different color. You look here and you see like this purplish green color, and then over here you just see brown. Purple, green, brown, purple, green, brown. So you can kind of at a glance, when you get used to what it looks like, you know what dead canes and live canes look like. See, this one still looks alive, even though like there's a lot of death here. If I look really close, and this little leaf right here kind of verifies it, and the fact that on the tip over here it's alive. Oh, and look, there's a flower bud confirmed. So negative 18 does allow you to still get some flowering on your florocanes on the thorny type of blackberries. This is, like I said, an ARC 45. I don't have a thornless on the south side of my house, so this isn't going to be a very scientific observation, but in my particular climate, microclimate, it appears that I can successfully have a Florocane fruit, since my canes can survive -18. That's a very weird, we had a weird winter last year, probably everywhere in the United States, with that weird polar vortex thing, if you guys remember what I'm talking about. But yay, that means I can get Florocane blackberries. Raspberries are super prolific here, but blackberries I like a little bit better, and so I'm super happy that worked. And then tons of suckering too. Probably because there was some frost damage that triggered extra suckering. Anyway, thanks for joining me in the chaos.